this long answer question, 6 marks. It may come up as a 6-mark question in the foundation tier, it may not. More than likely, it'll come up in some form of 4, 2, 3, maybe 5-mark question. Last year it was 4 marks. This was in the specimen paper. This seems to be a favourite question of the examiners, and you'll see that later on this question and this question are just different forms of this answer. So I'll do the 6-mark question. Again, this is probably a higher tier question, but this could come up as a 6-mark QWC in the foundation tier. So it says, describe how you would investigate how the resistance of a filament lamp changes with voltage. Include in your answer a labelled diagram, how you would obtain a range of results, how you would analyse the data. Now, the circuit that we need to draw with a pencil and ruler is going to be this one. So, we've got a cell at the top, we've got an ammeter, a variable resistor, a bulb or filament lamp, and finally a voltmeter. Your diagram will be much neater than mine because I'm leaning over about 10 books to do this. So we end up with a circuit that looks something like this, all connected up. Now, that would be 1 mark. Set diagram up. Set circuit up, as in the diagram above. Now, second step. This part of the circuit is a series circuit. The current's the same everywhere in a series circuit. You need to put the ammeter in series. You connect the voltmeter in parallel. Now, this gets a little bit tricky, but I'll talk you through it slowly. This variable resistor, you slide a piece of metal across the top and you expose a different amount of wire. This different amount of wire will give you a different resistance. So you use the variable resistor to alter the resistance. Okay. Because this is in series, the voltage will split between the variable resistor and the bulb. So if I've got 6 volts coming in, if it's split evenly, it will go 3 volts and 3 volts. However, if I change this resistance, I can get more, so I can have 4 volts and 2 volts, or I can have less, I can have 1 volt and 5 volts. So, variable resistor, this will change the voltage across the bulb. Okay. We then need to measure something. We can measure current with an ammeter. Remember, CIA, current in amps. So we measure current. If you want to be technical, you can write in series with an ammeter. The more detail you can put into your question, the better. Sorry, in the answer even. Then we would measure the voltage. With a voltmeter connected in parallel across the bulb. Okay, so we varied this resistance. and that's change the voltage across there. We measure the voltage and the current. We would state how we would do this. So in that I mean how you would obtain a range of results. So start at 0.5 volts and take readings maybe every 0.5 volts until I need to make a number up. So let's say 5 volts. That'll give us a nice range of results. If we start at 0.5, you can start at 0 if you want to try and get it to 0. Sorry. And then you're going to do 0.51, 1.52, 2.53, 3.54. So you stated the range of results you're going to get. Okay. Next, you need to tell the person to plot a graph. And the only things you can plot a graph of are voltage and current. Okay, so then when they put it into a graph, they need to analyze the data. Calculate the gradient or the slope of the line of the graph. You can use either word, gradient or slope of graph. The important bit is the next line. This will give you the resistance. So set up the circuit. I've done that with a label diagram. No. So I need to add some labels to my diagram. Voltmeter, etc., etc. Yeah. Ammeter, bulb. You need to add the labels in when you do it. Set the circuit up as in the diagram. Use a variable resistor to alter the resistance. By altering this resistance, you alter the voltage across the bulb. Altering this voltage across the bulb will also affect the current. So you measure the current in series with an ammeter. Measure the voltage with a voltmeter connected in parallel. Start at 0.5 volts, take readings every 0.5 volts until 5 volts. You can make this bit up. Now, plot a graph of voltage against current, calculate the gradient. This will give you the slope, this will give you the resistance. Okay. This is a QWC question, so you're going to get marked on how well this is in a paragraph. I've bullet pointed it to give you an idea of what to write, but things like spelling, punctuation, grammar are all going to be important. Now, it's important we go back and check we've done everything in the question, which you now have. Okay.